If you're a beginner in Raid to mid-game, here's the gear notes you didn't know you didn't know. Hey guys, Finally Sleeps here with another video in my Just the Tip series for Raid beginners. Today we're going to look at gear and run through 5 things you may not know if you're new to the game. First though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube. It does make a big difference on the channel. Let's dig right in here. Top 5 gear facts you may not know. Number 5, speed as a primary stat only shows up in boots. This is important because if you're looking for speed, it is a very, very important statistics. If you've been playing for a while, you've probably figured this out, but you'd be surprised how many still haven't picked up on that it's only available in the boots. And with speed being so important throughout the entire game, missing out on the speed offered by a primary stat on boots can make a big difference in most champions for early game. Number 4, accuracy can only be found in chest plates and on banners as a primary stat. So like right here, it's just all chest plates. If we go to the accessories and we do the same search, it is just banners and chest plates. If you have someone laying down debuffs on your team, in most cases, accuracy is going to be required to make them land. Like speed on boots, knowing you can earn big numbers here for chest plates and banners in those 2 areas can be important for debuff heavy champs. Number 3, crit rate as a primary stat only shows up in gauntlets as far as gear goes. So if we do primary stats, crit rate, we'll turn off gauntlets, it's only showing up here. Understanding crit rate and crit damage is important, especially for damage dealers. Getting up to 100% crit rate can be difficult without crit rate gauntlets early in the game. Now here's a bonus tip. Crit damage can only be found in gauntlets as well. As far as gear goes, you can find it elsewhere in accessories, but as far as gauntlet goes, it's only in crit damage is only in the gauntlets, making them the only piece of main gear artifact that can have that as the primary stat, which is fantastic. But to make the most use of it, you'll need to make up that 100% crit rate somewhere else, such as double and triple rolls on crit rate substats on the rest of your gear. Let's see somebody that actually has, there you go. We have Nut has crit damage in his gauntlets. He still has over 100% crit rate, and it has to do with all of these single roll on crit rate. There's a double roll, there's a double roll, there's a double roll, a single roll, and he actually has crit rate as an ascension bonus there on the crit damage gloves. And then also as well in his masteries. Actually, I don't even have any masteries on Nut. That needs fixed. Number 2, I just said gauntlets were the only artifact that features crit damage as a primary stat, which is true. But if you go down to the bottom row, the accessories, the amulet can also feature crit damage percentage as a primary stat. It's an accessory though, so it's a different category of gear. Now that's not the main part of tip number 2. It's that no percentage-based stats that appear on those the amulets, it is only crit damage as the primary stat. Otherwise, everything is flat. No matter what you do, if we search all of these amulets, so if you're going through and you're looking for percentage stats, here we can see it, on all of these, everything is flat except crit damage across the board for everything. No matter what we pull up, there are no attack percentages, there's no defense percentages. The only percentage stat you're going to get on amulets is crit damage. Number 1, flat and percentage stats. Now let me clarify what I mean by that. So if we look at his chest plate here on Nut, it has a defense percentage of 50%. Throughout gear, there are 2 different kinds of stats. Flat stats are an actual number, so if we go up to his shield, it's defense 265 as compared to defense 50%. So for this, we're adding 265 defense by putting this shield on for his primary stat number. But if we look at the percentage, it is actually adding 50% of his base defensive number, which is at 1520. So we're adding 50% of that. So you can tell, even though they're both 6-star gear, they're actually both epic as well. The numbers that are coming from that percentage are much, much higher. It's, whenever possible, is always better to go percentage stats rather than flat stats. Now here's the rub and the real tip behind number one. As a primary stat, only these bottom rows can give percentage as your primary stat. The upper rows are static. They always give out the same thing. So we're always going to get flat attack for the weapon. We're always going to get flat HP for the helmet. And we're always going to get flat defense for the shield. You cannot change that. They are fixed. The bump in these specific stats is always going to come at our percentage gear that we're going to load here in the bottom. Now you can put HP percentage, you can put defense percentage. Let's see, where are we at? Defense. Still have speed. Do I have anybody that has something other than speed for his gauntlet? Probably. No. Apparently I only want speed. Well, I said it was important. All right, that's it. Hope that helped here at YouTube. If it did, make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I need to go put some masteries on Nut. I'm Finally He Sleeps. As long as you keep tuning in, I'll keep making videos. Thanks for watching. If you haven't noticed, my YouTube channel has expanded. Subscribe here for Raid Shadow Legends content, but make sure you check out my other channels as well for EA Sports FC, Everything Automotive over at Gearheads, and visit Cringeworthy for a few laughs. Subscribe links are right over there.